All right, this is last week. We've been ignoring the TWABs because we haven't been playing. Solstice of Heroes is my favorite activity, seasonal activity. It's always been fun. Even when it wasn't, it was still fun. Hold on a sec. If we're going to read, we need chopstick. And I have water. Pizza's gone. We're going to be healthy from this point forward. We've done our diet cheating. Okay. This week at Bungie, we prepare for Solstice of Heroes 2021. It's almost time for a celebration. Earlier this week, Guardians pushed back against the Endless Night. Through relentless overrides and adventures to expunge the Vex network, Queria was found and deleted. Diver hasn't done that yet. We will be doing that today. While larger threats to humanity remain, one can take a moment to breathe and rest easy knowing that the people of the last city are safer. In the wise words of Saint 14, it's time for celebration. Solstice of Heroes is the perfect moment for that.
Queria is no more. You have united us in your light, Guardian. We will have a beautiful sunrise.
Yeah, I think Solstice is some of the best armor out there. All right. Well, that was fun. Can we, excuse me. Ermagerd. It's... I need to pop the videos out when I play them. A big party in the tower isn't the only thing that's going on. Ava Levante returns, bringing new armor for hunters, titans, and the most superior class of all, warlocks, to earn. As you upgrade your sets, you'll once again be able to earn some magnificent white glows to adorn your armor with. If you have a taste for the elements, Eververse will also offer universe ornament bundles for purchase, which will shine brightly with glows that reflect your equipped subclasses. I believe they will cost 6,000 bright dust, if the past is an indicator of what we'll see. Oh my gosh, that Titan armor. Wowza. Spoken like a warlock. I mean, I am a warlock pro, yo. What I don't like is the sale. I'm really tired of them selling cosmetics for events. Stop, Bungie. We'll get into that, like I said, in a future YouTube video. I'm going to be breaking things down. For a full rundown of Solstice and everything coming, make sure to check out our seasonal event page on Bungie.net. We will do that. This shotgun looks like a knockoff of a Year 1 Crucible weapon. It's gorgeous, though. I love that. That's very cool looking. Next week is quite a bit going on. A larger than usual mid-season sandbox update. It's actually today at 1. We will be... Oh, wait. We won't be booted from the game because we haven't played in 2 weeks. We will have a patch update before we log on. Vault of Glass Master difficulty is arriving and more. Fate Breakers! Raids fall squarely into the endgame space of Destiny, providing aspirational content for fire teams of 6 to conquer. Once you've climbed the mountain and planted your flag, you may find yourself asking, what next? Not really, I just wish you would leave me alone and let me play the game my way. Well, I'm here to let you know that you haven't summited the mountain yet. This is DMG talking, I'm sure. If you truly wish to call yourself a master of the Vault of Glass, you'll be challenged to earn that respect. Beginning Tuesday, July 6th, the Vault of Glass Master difficulty will become available to all players. Light level is going to be 1350, and there is no cap. So your leveling up your artifact will actually, like, matter. That's edible who wants to do the bro thing to grow, but you know, I do bro once in a while. I'm not a bra person, I'm a bro person, but I do mostly yo. How do you enter? Really? When signing in next Tuesday vault today. Vaulted Glass will offer a master difficulty option to launch for you and your fire team. While there is no minimum power requirement to enter, enemies will be at 1350 power, so you will want to earn some pinnacle power and raise your artifact levels before attempting a run. Excuse me. What can you earn? First up, Master Vaulted Glass unlocks the final triumphs required for the Fatebreaker Raid Seal and title. Once completed, players may equip their in-game title and purchase the Bungie rewards pin if they so desire. No, you don't deserve my money. I'm done with you. Second, Master Vaulted Glass will also introduce Time Lost weapons to Destiny 2. Time Lost weapons can be comparable to adept weaponry from Grandmaster Nightfalls or Flawless Trials passages, but offer an additional perk in columns 3 and 4 for slightly more customization. I also think there's more to those weapons. A lot of people have been speculating that the oracles that you hear, you can't see them, but when you hear them, going into the other raids, people think that the Time Lost weapons may allow you to see them and shoot them, but we'll see. Complete Vaulted Glass challenges in the master difficulty of the activity and you will be rewarded. Each week will feature a specific Time Lost weapon for you to hunt, rotating alongside the available challenge. Once you've earned a Time Lost weapon, you may also purchase additional rules from the chest at the end of the raid on master difficulty using Spoils of Conquest. Note that these will be a higher price than normal versions of these weapons. Please note, weekly reward lockouts are shared between both normal and master difficulties of Vault of Glass. That means encounters, challenges, and hidden chests will only award gear the first time you complete them in either activity each week. They must be completed at master difficulty first to earn Time Lost weapons and stat-focused armor. I'm at a point now, based on my attitude towards Destiny, and again, the lack of respect for our time and our schedules. Most of us are adults with lives. I'm a content creator, so I'm here, but I still don't want to be chained to Destiny. I think it's time to make raids farmable. Look, we need to reward people for time in game, and if someone wants to do nothing but raids, let them have the raid stuff. Seriously. Just stop being control freaks, Destiny, Bungie. Lastly, armor from the master difficulty of Vaulted Glass will focus on specific stats, rotating weekly. I hate this. I hate the weekly stuff. If you've been hunting a prime zealot helm with a high spike in the intellect stat, master difficulty will give you greater chances for distribution, for the distribution you're looking for. Get ready for a fight. This won't be a walk in the park if you haven't dipped your toes into the Destiny 2 endgame before. Enemies will be tougher. They'll be looking to put you down with more aggression. A few more champions will be appearing to defend the vault. More modifiers will be active, forcing you to think on your feet and come prepared. And if you're looking to increase your power, make sure to complete your weekly milestones for pinnacle rewards. One way to do that is the Iron Banner. It's active right now. It's not going to be active in a half hour. So make sure to complete those bounties for additional pinnacle rewards as you prepare for the raid. If you are a die bear, you can't level up anymore with pinnacles. Honestly, guys, if you're maxed out at 1310, you need to grab bounties. We'll get into that in another video. Bounties. You level up by doing bounties, not completing activities. What kind of video game is this? Come on, Bungie. You guys are so fucking lazy. Yeah, you can tell I'm already pissed off at them and I haven't even loaded the game up today. At the end, we'll be seeing you next week. Good luck to all fire teams as they attempt their first master difficulty raid. My team will probably go in this weekend. I'm not going to go in under level. It's not worth my time. I say Bronco and Broham and everything. Wow. Shifting Sands mid-season sandbox update. Over the last few seasons, we've seen some pretty big changes to the Destiny 2 sandbox. Aggressive hand cannons jumped into the spotlight of PvP. Rocket launchers became an awesome option for PvE content. Dead Man's Tale started whistling in the wind, and much more. Over the last few months, the team has been working to prepare a mid-season sandbox pass, much larger than the ones we've shipped in the past. To give you all the details, weapons feature lead Chris Proctor has once again agreed to lend some time to the TWAB. Chris says, hey y'all, Chris here. I'd first like to set some expectations. Normally we wouldn't make large changes in a mid-season patch, but with a handful of weapons sucking all the air out of the room, we decided to bring some changes originally planned for season 15 into next week's update. This is what I mean when I say Destiny is trying to control, or Bungie is trying to control the meta. We'll follow this up with a big set of changes, yada, 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 blah, 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 bullshit. So without further ado, big tip, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. All right. Special weapon roles in PvP. Most special weapons should have one situation where they're a dominant choice. If caught outside of this, you should be at a disadvantage. Okay, I don't like this. Stop controlling us. Let us just play with what we want to play. I already know what's coming, but here we go. Moving towards these roles is a work in progress. Some weapons are not where we want them to be, and we've made some changes in Season of the Splicer that we expect to need more adjustments later on. Note that special ammo abundance in PvP distorts these roles, allowing play that wouldn't be possible otherwise, and is something we're looking to address. Okay, I'm fine with this. I am fine with this. Here are the roles we intend each special weapon to fill. Sniper rifles, engaging at long range with aiming skill when not already under fire. Shotguns, engaging at point blank range using skill at movement or positioning to get close enough to get a 1 or 2 hit elimination. Fusion rifles, engaging at mid range but with careful positioning and pre-charging around cover required for success. Trace rifles, strong at close to mid ranges at the cost of not being a 1-hit elimination. Trace rifles have been one-hitting, and it's been ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. My only problem is trace rifles are grossly misunderused in PvE, and while we were all using it in the raid when we could cheese like the 3rd and 4th encounters, they nerfed that. So like, sorry Prometheus Lens, you're probably not going to get used again. Like they need to let stupidity flow in this game. But anyway, grenade launcher is useful for weakening an opponent, getting damage around corners with bounces, or getting a 1-hit elimination with a direct impact at the cost of projectile travel time, and being in a bad place if you miss your shot with a single round magazine. Let's talk about some weapons. Okay. That is currently my loadout for Crucible, which I haven't been talking. Now, those are both energy weapons, but I have the Iron Banner shotgun, which one-shots people. It's stupid. Anyway, shotguns are very dominant in PvP by any measure and don't allow much counterplay with primary weapons, particularly close-range primaries like sidearms and SMGs. Yeah, I can't get sidearm kills. We see frequent player feedback about their prevalence in PvP activities and how they make it difficult to use various weapon archetypes that otherwise feel good against players with shotguns. I think this might be a Luke Smith directed change because shotguns, people have been bitching about shotguns since Forsaken. And I agree. Shotguns are a problem. I have started learning how to shotgun and I've gotten way better, and I get super excited every time I get a shotgun kill in Crucible because I'm a scrub. But like, dude, I don't know how some of these guys map people. Like, people are killing me at with shotguns at a range that an SMG should be killing me with. And that's not really, I don't want to say it's not fair because life's not fair, but shotguns are supposed to be, not in real life, shotguns get decent range, but like in a video game environment, in Destiny, shotguns are supposed to be close range. And like in PvE, we get right on top of something and shoddy it. We don't do it from far away. Especially when you have perks like 1-2 punch and trench barrel, I think perks like that kind of demonstrate that, hey, you need to be close enough to melee to use this thing properly. You got freaking sniped with a shoddy in comp and you were like, huh, the fuck is it? Right? Exactly. Okay. We want them to excel in a narrower niche than they do currently. So this change aims to retain the reliable 1-hit elimination but at a closer range and push them to be slightly rangier than currently at getting 2-hit eliminations. As with our intent for all special weapons, if a player is caught out of position with a shotgun, they should be at a clear disadvantage. Okay. Agree. With the ability to quickly follow up rising in importance, we expect faster firing shotguns to eat into aggressive shotguns' dominance and other special weapons to be more viable. Increased aggressive frame shotgun cone angle from 4 to 4.25 degrees. Okay, that's actually good. Reduce shotgun damage fall off minimum by 2 meters. Increase shotgun damage fall off max by 2 meters. And note, slug shotguns are unaffected by this change. As they should be unaffected. I think some people were complaining, but slug shotties are ADS weapons. So why have an ADS weapon if you have to get right in someone's face to use it? Aggressive 120 RPM hand cannons were adjusted in Season of the Splicer, but this didn't make enough of a difference. We believe that they're still too rangy and benefit way too much from a small damage buff. 2-tapping. I mean, if you get the right perks, honestly, I think you should be able to 2-tap with a hand cannon, but that's just me. It's tricky because they're now not much different from their pre-Beyond Light form. They already had better range and a 2-tap with Rampage, but people have latched onto their ease of 2 and 2-tapping potential since the buff in Beyond Light. I just like slower rate of fire guns. I have a slower reaction time than other people, and my brain is getting old, guys. Like, I play slower. And so I've always liked slower rate of fires. I always thought 120s felt good. I've always liked 140s. 150s, 180s, 180s, no. Don't work in my hands. Although we've had some fun with them in PvE. But, yeah, no. I don't like this nerf. And also, you can get shredded by other weapons if you're using a 120. Let's be real. And I think your better players tend to use hand cannons, which is why people are complaining. And Bungie doesn't consider this. I don't think hand cannons are the problem. I think matchmaking is a problem. And also, like, DMT legit was OP. Like, come on. But you love your 180. Yeah, that thing is, I have a PvE one that's really good in Grandmaster Nightfalls. I'm not even crapping you. Like, it's a good one. But yeah, I just don't think we need to nerf 120s. I think people need to get good if they want to compete. And we need to start telling the PvP community that. I am tired of the whining and bitching. Every time something dominates, they complain about it. And it's like, dude, maybe you should try learning these weapons. And here's the thing, if you actually use a weapon and develop skill with it, you'll also learn the weaknesses. You'll learn how people counter you, and then you'll learn how to counter it when you go against it. And people just don't want to put that kind of thought into it. It's annoying. I'm tired of the complaining, though, and that's really part of the thing that's contributing to me not wanting to play Destiny. The community is starting to wear on me. It's tricky because they're now not much different from their pre-Beyond. Okay, we read that. With this change, we expect other primaries to become viable where previously 120s ate their lunch, including adaptive hand cannons. Why don't you just buff the adaptives? Adaptives are 180s, right? People aren't going to use 180s. Like, the biggest problem 180s have that people complain about is the animation. People don't like the animation. It's weird. Pulse rifles are strong in Crucible. Come on, I went into Trials a couple weeks ago and I was destroying with pulse rifles. Iron Banner, I couldn't kill anybody, and then I followed Jay's lead, and we had Vigilwing out. Oh my god! Destroying it! Like, my game totally changed with Vigilance Wing. Don't tell Bungie! I don't want them to nerf that gun. Oh my god! They nerf everything that's fun. Killjoys. This is why we're playing other games right now. Other games let you have the stupidity. I'm here to play a game, not be nerfed into the ground every season. Scout rifles are trash. I mean, DMT is a scout rifle, but guys, it's one scout rifle out of how many? I have to do my Mida Catalyst. I've got 2 kills on it. I need 200, but I just don't feel like it's viable. It's viable in the right hands, but most people playing Crucible, it's not viable. Auto rifles are still strong. Like, I still have auto rifles that do damage, and while allowing 120s to keep the advantage of a hard-hitting peak shooting at range. Yeah, but you know what? You have 1 bullet at a time. I usually get killed by, I don't know, 5 that immediately pop off against me. So they reduce precision damage multiplier from 1.8 to 1.6, preventing a 10% damage bonus from allowing 2-tapping in PvP. Reduced aim assist minimum fall off distance by 1 to 2 meters depending on the range stat. I don't think that's going to be too bad. Reduced damage minimum fall off distance by 1 meter. This reduces their damage fall off advantage over other hand cannons to 1 meter. As usual, this is 1 meter before the zoom scaler. So this actually looks like they're trying to balance it rather than nerf it. You know what I mean? Like, I would like to see more of this in the game. We'll see. I don't know. Sometimes small changes like this can make a big difference, but we'll see. I may not notice the difference, though, to be honest. We also have a few changes to perks. Drop mag can no longer roll on new drops of weapons, and will have functionality change later. This makes me angry. I like drop mag on sidearms. That is the only gun I like drop mag on. And a lot of the sidearms we've got recently don't roll with drop mag at all. Or you just never get it. There's a change coming next season that requires adjusting this and some perks with similar functionality. More on that later. I have a lot of sidearms with drop mag. Pulse monitor is still trash. Fixed an issue where the handling bonus was no longer applying. Yeah, whatever. Wind wounds. We talked about this. Fixed an issue where the perk would not trigger if the last shot in the magazine missed or if the player reloaded another weapon before firing the final shot. Let me read that again. Fixed an issue where the perk would not trigger if the last shot in a magazine missed. Okay. Okay, so that was a bug. Reservoir burst. We've seen the complaints that the detonation on kills doesn't feel that reliable or impactful, so this has been updated with the same consistency and speed fix as Dragonfly. 2 exotics will get some tuning. They're saving the bad news for last. Like, I'm gonna flip my shit, dude. I know I am. Okay. Dead Man's Tale is dominant on mouse and keyboard. It receives frequent critical feedback from players in Crucible and is strong but not worryingly so on controller. We're keeping the fast firing in hip, which we believe is key to the feel of the weapon. But with this change, it will no longer have ADS levels of damage fall off while hip firing. That makes sense. Jeez. And so will be subject to fall off much closer. That makes sense. Like, hip firing should not be equal to ADS. Why? I mean, come on. Why do you ADS? It will also require better aim to land hits while hip firing. Yes, it should. We're deliberately only lightly touching ease of use in this change with the goal of not making it harder to use on controller. Okay. So they removed the hipfire damage fall off scaler was 1.8 times to match zoom. Aim assist cone hip angle scaler reduced from 1.5 to 1.2. I have no idea how that's going to feel. I don't use the gun. I was going to use DMT for a day and see if I could get the feel of it. It feels weird to me. Yeah, and it's funny, Glitch. I think with me playing so much Ashe and Overwatch, maybe I could start to appreciate DMT. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I love this gun. I am so excited. I have so much fun with this thing, and I found that Sleeper's Simulant for me is actually my preferred weapon of choice in certain activities against certain bosses. You beat them. You beat Jez. Sleeper Simulant didn't receive any custom tuning when we updated linear fusion rifles, but because it has much higher body damage than other linear fusion rifles, it didn't benefit as much as intended from the global buff to precision damage scaler. Sleeper will now be the clear winner for single shot LFR damage. Yes, as it should be. It should edge out other LFRs for burst damage and largely match others for total damage for reserves. Also note that Sleeper's penalty for hitting the body rather than the head is much lower, giving it an edge in real-world damage, as it should be. Although, I'll tell you right now, I think overall, I'm still not a fan of linear fusion rifles. This is the only one that I really use. I'll use the other ones if I'm doing bounties and I just want to, like, switch it up. I try to cycle through all my weapons to keep the game fresh, but the God's honest truth, the problem isn't the weapons. I mean, I do want to have all my weapons, but the real problem isn't the weapons. It's everything else. But anyway, they fixed an issue where Sleeper Simulant was benefiting less from other LFRs from Season of the Splice or LFR Precision Damage buff, and the total buff is now 16.5% compared with the 15% buff other LFRs received. Okay, I am interested in knowing what the nerf was after year 1. If anyone knows what its damage buff was, and you can get that number to me, I'd like to know. Just for comparison's sake, I want to know like how off this is. The near future, we have more changes than usual for the season coming in season 15, some as follow-ups to the above, and others that were too large for mid-season. Here's a preview of some of the changes. Of course, also expect a new batch of weapons and perks. Fusion rifles. We've been wanting to tackle subfamily differentiation for a while, so we're planning on a large rework of fusion rifles. Changes to fusion rifle perks and mods, and custom tuning to most exotic fusion rifles. Is Vex Mythoclast a fusion rifle? Let's say yes. Now, dude, I think Vex Mythoclast is a novel weapon. I think it's really cool. But the linear fusion rifle part of it, I think the actual fusion rifle part of it is great. It's fun. It does ad clearing. It does what it's supposed to do. The linear fusion rifle part, I want a damage buff. I want that thing to slap when I use the linear fusion rifle perk. I want it to slap. Like, that needs a buff. 100% do it. If you're good enough to trigger that perk, you should benefit from it. Your loadout for most of the season has been Chroma Rush, Salvo, and Anarchy. Okay, breach grenade launchers with the above shotgun changes. We expect other special weapons to increase in usage and believe that grenade launchers have the potential to become more frustrating to play against as they become even slightly more common. So we're planning a small change that specifically touches priming and cleaning up targets. Unicorn gun. Scout rifles and hand cannons in PvE. Chat, it's for Warzone. It's not. If we had a unicorn gun in Destiny, it could be funny. Scout rifles and hand cannons in PvE. Players have wanted these weapons to be a bit more efficient. Yeah. Kinetic hand cannons in PvE are... There are better choices, honestly. I think my primaries I use mostly for ad clearing, and while hand cannons can be fun, I think kinetics need something a little more exciting. Like people brought up on Reddit, they made a really good point. With a hand cannon, you should be consistently one tapping all red bars. Like you got like a little baby Vex or a little baby Fallen, not a small one, but like your red bar Fallens, Dregs. You should be one tapping them. You shouldn't have to headshot with a rampage perk. Like they should be dead. There should be. Oh, Vandals always have like a little smidge of health left. If you headshot them, it's crazy. Like, come on. Like you can even you're headshotting because you hear tink, like that high pitched sound to indicate that you got a headshot. Yeah, no, everything should be dying with one tab in the lower red bars. And people brought that up. Like, why are things living with like a smidge of health? They should be dead with a one tap. I'm fine with a smidge of health if you miss the head, but geez, OP, you shouldn't have to proc rampage. It should just be bare minimum, no perks triggered, one shot, drags. That's how it should be. In my opinion, energy hand cannons I feel are pretty weak. I think energy hand cannons should do more than what they do. Waking Vigil, for example, it's a cool gun, but there are better energy weapons for me to pick. And it's sad because it's a cool gun and I want to use it. Sunshot's the only hand cannon that I consistently use and that I have on all three characters. It's my baby, and if they nerf it, I'm done. I'm done. Although Anarchy makes me want to quit because I hear they're nerfing that. God, I hate Bungie. Anyway, back to hand cannons. We found that minor enemies in high-end content take too many shots to kill with you. 100%! Dude, minor enemies in high-end content shouldn't take that much to kill anyway. They're basically ammo depositories. You kill them to get ammo. Like, that's what they're there for. You should not be having massive fights with minor enemies. Dude, I love Sunshot. I am the leader of the Church of Sunshot. Okay, machine guns in PvE. I have some really good machine guns. I have an adept machine gun from the raids. From the Nightfalls. I have a pretty decent machine gun from the raid, from VOG. It's pretty nice. I have two great machine guns, but none of them compare with Delirium. Like, if I'm not doing late leveled enable activity, so if I'm out in a patrol zone, and we'll probably whip it out this week, Delirium. I still love that gun. Oh my god. Last time I broke it out, and I've been breaking it out a lot. Dude, again, the spark comes back. I have fun. Like, a lot of machine guns just aren't fun. They're really missing the mark with them. And they are primarily an ad clearing weapon, but look, your power weapon still needs to do some DPS. Alright, so machine guns in PvE. Through playtesting and player feedback, we found they're not doing their intended job well enough, so we're planning a noticeable change for Season 14. Sigh. Okay. I mean, give us an idea of what you're going to do, please. Special ammo economy, particularly in PvP, while the above changes to shotguns should help tone down aggressive frames a bit. We've got a couple of small changes planned that should reduce the amount of special ammo floating around to a degree, and have further changes in mind in case they're needed. Okay. Fair. Fair. Look, okay. I said I'm really tired of the PvP community bitching. Guys, they bitch about everything. 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 I don't want to switch off my sniper rifle, so, you should be nerfed. Like, come on, Tash. Jeez, OPs. That video is funny, too. I love that video. I do. It's so funny. Anyway. But they do have some valid points. And I think special ammo, shotguns, snipers, they all need to be reined in. I don't feel like snipers are too big of a problem right now. I think the nerfs that they did feel fine. Shotties are still kind of stupid, but there's a reason why I decided to start learning shotguns. And I've got some good ones, too. I got some god rolls. It's crazy. I'm not good enough of a PvP to maximize the value of my shotguns. Let me put it that way. Heavy guns should be the, oh fuck, I'm in trouble, tear through enemies. Yeah, 100%. They should be fun. They should be the power fantasy weapons. Okay. I told you guys at the beginning of the season, I said this several times, when I saw the artifact mods, I was like, no. Oh my god. No. We have breach and clear, and then we have unstoppable grenade launchers. And I said, mark my words, I believe the VODs are all still up. It's been less than 60 days, hasn't it? Maybe not, but I've been saying it throughout the season. I said they are going to nerf Anarchy because of these mods. We're going to see more and more people using it, and it's going to be a hella powerful weapon, and they're going to nerf it. Well, those mofos are nerfing my baby, and they can fuck all the hell off. My god. Anarchy has done too much, too well, for too many years, without even counting the boost it's gotten this season, which is due to the sweet grenade launcher artifact mods. No shit, Sherlock. So we're making changes that make it great at a couple of roles rather than being the jack of all grenade launchers. Maybe you should make your other grenade launchers better, because they're not fun. The only other grenade launcher that was fun was Mountaintop. The rest of them are trash. Like, people don't like grenade launchers. They don't. That's on you, Bungie. Man, pick it up, boys. Stop nerfing stuff that's fun. Start making shit weapons fun. Exotic primaries. I'm getting fired up here. Oh, I'm getting fired up. We want to give players more reasons to use exotic primary weapons and high-end PvE content and have changes coming to help with this. True that. I will tell you right now, whenever we get an exotic, you guys hear me all the time. Whenever we get an exotic primary, I'm like, or not just primary, an exotic kinetic, because I'll use, I main a primary weapon for God's sake, but it's in my energy slot. I'm in Sunshot. Okay, give me explosions. I want explosions. Come on, it's an exotic, power fantasy, crazy, ed clearing, yeah, fun stuff. I don't even use DMT, dude. I think it's boring. Outbreak, I giggle. I love Outbreak. I do, and I've been using it more and more. I use it more now this year than I ever have in my entire Destiny career. It's great in trials. It's great when it has unstoppable perks on it. It's great. It's so good. And then Vigilwing I started using again this season. My only problem with Vigilance Wing is it's kind of boring. Like, it's, oh, primary fire, blah, 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 murder, murder, murder. I mean, I'd like explosions. That's just me. But, dude, Vigilance Wing is amazing. It really is. I love that thing. And then the one we got from Beyond Light, it has the little, it's not an Arc Soul. People call it an Arc Soul. It's a portal into an alternate round. What's it called? What's it called? You run Unstop Outbreak all the time. Dude, Unstop Outbreak is amazing. I do appreciate Witherhoard, though. Dude, I only use Witherhoard when I'm underpowered on my alt account. I'm not a huge fan of Witherhoard, but when I see when other people use Witherhoard in conjunction with my loadout, it's a really good pairing. It works great. No time to explain, right? I hate that pulse rifle. Like, when you do proc it, it's a cool perk. I don't like that it's not full auto trigger. I like full auto trigger, which is funny because Outbreak isn't full auto trigger, but dude, Outbreak is smooth. No time to explain, something feels off to me. I just don't like how it feels. So I don't use it. I don't. Skim! How's it going? X-Ray Man? Woo! Nice to have you guys here. Alright. Okay, in the more distant future, we'll keep a close eye on special weapons and we'll make adjustments once we see how they perform in the wild. particularly fusion rifles and grenade launchers. I do want fusion rifles to be good. And I have a couple, I have two. I can narrow it down to two. Two fusion rifles that I do actively use now, and guys, they're fun. They're fun. Beat that Amaranth. I can whisper into the mic too. Yeah. I have a Cartesian coordinate that slays, and then my Glacioclasm is amazing. You can get that in December. It's so good. I'll show you guys my rolls when we get on. I need to brag. I don't use Vigilance Wing full auto. I always forget it is. I freaking just hold it down and like, it's so good, dude. All right. We have an idea of what may need more adjustments as these changes shake out, but we'll wait to discuss them as our plans solidify. So I guess the good news is we have Anarchy until the end of the season. We also keep a close eye on feedback on exotic weapons and which weapons are under and overperforming. We have some tweaks planned next week in Season 15 and beyond, which should shake things up. Note that we specifically look at Catalyst as a way to buff underused exotics. That's a fascinating, fascinating viewpoint there. For example, this is why we made Catalyst for Trinity Goal and Deathbringer. So expect similar reasoning moving forward. I feel like the last few times I took Deathbringer into PvP, it didn't even feel like I had a Catalyst on it. Like, it felt like old Deathbringer. People were dodging it right and left, no problem. It was crazy. I feel like the Catalyst needs to be improved a bit. I'm not going to stop using it. I've been using Deathbringer since it came out. I love it. Trinity Ghoul, though? Dude. I hope that never gets nerfed. I will tell you, when things get really tough with ad clearing, Trinity Ghoul is a good thing to have. It really is. Especially if you're using, like, Stormcaller. It's amazing. I've been using Trinity Ghoul, though, more on my Arc Hunter. I love that pairing. I don't know what it is with a bow and a hunter. It just seems like they're made for each other. My Warlock, though, likes her Sunshot. At the risk of being vague, why are you mentioning that now? You've been vague a lot in this TWAB. We also have long-term plans to address the issues of exotic orb generation and kill trackers without making a catalyst for every exotic in the game. Or you could just make a catalyst for every exotic in the game, which encourages people to use them and discover that they may actually like the gun. That's how I discovered certain exotics. I got them and I was like, yeah, okay, delete. But then I'd get the catalyst and I'd be like, okay, I gotta play with this. And then I'd be like, oh my god, this gun is great. Like, I think catalysts are a really good opportunity to teach people how to use the gun. That's what Bungie needs to focus on. I feel like in the first 2 years of Destiny, when you did things like catalysts, you didn't do them just to do them like you do it now. Now it's just like checking a freaking box off. But back in the day, especially as a newer player, going through that stuff actually taught me how to play the game. And Bungie has gotten away from that. I don't think they understand the value of what they did in years 1 and 2. There is tremendous value. With that said, I can understand why experienced players, i.e. D1 players, were bored with year 1. But year 1 content was perfect for new players, which is why they need to bring it back. Like, put the new light quest first, because you know what? It's cool having it. It is a throwback to D1, and it's something that I'm glad I got to experience as a DT player. But bring back Red War. It teaches you how to play the game, and it's actually fun. I love the Red War campaign. I had so much fun playing through to 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I've played it... What? I've probably played it like 6 or 7 times. I would have played it more, but Bungie doesn't allow you to replay campaigns. Like, why? What the hell, Bungie? Let me replay when I want. That'll be another video that we have. Okay. Trinity Ghoul is great. I think they start looking to nerf things when they become the only viable gun for all things. Trinity Ghoul's niche is to clear the ankle biters, but not really boss kill. Yes, it's amazing. But you know that if it becomes powerful somehow, even if it's just an artifact mod, they're going to nerf it. But again, Anarchy doesn't need to be nerfed. I 100% disagree with that. Like, stop. Stop taking my power away as a solo player. Just stop. Also, stop nerfing swords. Bring back their power. There was no reason to nerf swords. You made me a monster the day you helped me get that. Oh, Wishender? Really? So what are you liking about Wishender? Year 1 was boring because of the static rolls. And a lot of people said that. Yeah. But a lot of people piss all over the content, too. Like, oh, you Red War campaign. And then, like, Curse of Osiris, dude, I loved that campaign. Warmind, I loved that campaign. Now, I recognize that it only took me 2 hours as an experienced player who is taking her time and living the story to get through Curse of Osiris. I understand the complaint about little content. I think the Forge was a really cool idea in Curse of Osiris. A lot of people didn't even do it. They missed out on some good weapons, and I want to see some of those weapons brought back. Okay, I want to see the SMG brought back. I love the SMG. But I think overall, Curse of Osiris was a really fun campaign. It was beautiful. It has one of my favorite strikes, and I want my strikes back. I want my campaigns back. I want my worlds back. I'm tired of Bungie taking things away. I wish they'd at least package them up into DLCs and let us download what we want. If you don't have room on your computer for Red War, Curse of Osiris, whatever, don't download it. Other games give me choices. They do. I deleted my hunter so I could go through everything again and check out new. Yeah, and I think it's bullshit that you have to delete your characters, and a lot of us don't want to. Guys, 5,000 hours on my account. Not all of that is on my warlock. I've got a lot of hours on, not as many, I mean by any measure, but the hunter and the titan have both experienced a lot, and as someone who started playing D2 with all 3 characters. I mean, I was a kindergarten coming into this. I knew nothing. It was just this great, exciting world. I have a history with those characters. I don't want to delete them. Like, what if we get something like what we had with Corridors of Time? What if we get that again? And I kind of regret not having an EXO because of how they approach the different types in I don't want to say races. I hate that. In the game, like Awoken are treated differently from Exos who are treated different. Like I think Exos really had a good position in Beyond Light. Exos heard things that the rest of us didn't. But like when I go to the Dreaming City, my Awoken characters hear things that my human doesn't. And I really like kind of the customization stuff. But like in Corridors of Time, I got to go see my tombstone and there's Saint 14 over it telling me everything that I accomplished. And it was different. It was customized for your account. So I guess if you played D1, it also included your D1 achievements. And if they do something like that in the future, and I wouldn't put it past them, it is possible. If I deleted my characters, I would lose all of that. And like my hunter is human, her experience will be a little bit different from the warlock possibly, and how she's addressed just little things. I don't want to delete my characters. I think, and also that's a cop out. Look, D1 is doing it perfectly. You can go replay any game mode you want at any time. You can replay the campaign anytime you want. It's even organized very well. Like it's very easy to find things. That is how D2 should be. I paid for the content. Give me my shit back. That's what I want. It's smooth compared to other bows. Oh my gosh, Glitch. You know, it's funny because I have a couple of legendaries that I love. Love them. Okay, anyway. That's all from Chris. Blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, another patch note preview. Alongside the sandbox update, we have a slew of bug fixes going out with Destiny 2 Update 3.2.1. Here's a quick list of some high priority changes to expect today, Tuesday, with the patch. When the patch hits your hard drive. The game should be live, by the way. Expunge Styx fixed an issue where the Code Strider platform over the boss would fail to have collision in certain circumstances. Tartarus fixed an issue where a Code Strider platform would fail to have collision in certain circumstances. Fixed an issue where defeating the boss before the second immunity phase would block mission completion. Oh, man. Strikes, the inverted spire fixed an issue where players who died in the drill area could have their ghosts appear far back in the strike. The ghosts now appear at set safe locations in the drill area. That used to happen in the Corrupted. Momentum control, decreased trace rifle damage and momentum control. Dev note, while we know trace rifles are too hot, we are also aware that some players are greatly enjoying laser tag and momentum right now. With that in mind, we're starting out with a small change to see how that feels before taking another pass. I appreciate that. I don't like getting stomped by trace rifles, but I do appreciate that. Once in a great while, they recognize that things are fun. Gameplay fixed an issue in which slow duration from Withering Blade did not increase with Whisper of Durance fragment equipped. Ooh. Fixed an issue in which Stormcaller Warlocks were unable to use Ionic Blink while slowed by Stasis. I don't play that tree. Fixed an issue in which Diamond Lance would be generated by throwing a glacier grenade into a pile of telestial project. Wait, fixed an issue in which Diamond Lance, I don't know what that is, could be generated by throwing a glacier grenade into a pile of telesto projectiles. I love how Telesto always comes up on stupid stuff. It's like people are like, hey, let's break out Telesto and see what things we can break. Fixed a few bugs in which abilities were not properly costing Sentinel Shield energy when guarding. Celestial Fire, Withering Blade, Shiver Strike, Glacial Quake, Silence and Squall. Stay tuned to Bungie.net for the full list of patch notes. Expected to go live around now. All right. We don't need to do this. It's done. Solstice of Heroes 2021 begins now. It won't run until August 3rd. For event information and a list of known issues, players can view our updated Solstice of Heroes guide. We will go over that real quickly. Known issues. While we continue investigating various known issues, here is a list of the latest issues that were reported to us in our help forum. Players who die at the same time as they defeat the boss and expunge sticks will respawn outside the boss arena and be unable to claim their rewards. The Insight Rover Hunter vest has a slight texture overlap. Emblems appear off-center when inspecting players while using an ultra-wide monitor. Crucible weekly challenges may occasionally not gain progress from completed matches. I'm no longer doing weekly challenges. I'm just going to do Bright Dust Bounties for Vanguard. I'm done with weekly challenges. For a full list of emergent issues in Destiny 2, players can return or review our known issues article. Yowza. Movies of the week. I saw that mountaintop, yo. All right. That's it, guys. That's the TWAB. All right, let's go up. Grandmaster Glassway with Mountaintop? Really? I don't feel like watching that right now, but I approve. All right, guys. Solstice of Heroes. Let's do it. Oh my god, it's so small. That's what she said. All right. Destiny 2 Solstice of Heroes Guide. Solstice of Heroes is a limited time event that celebrates the achievements of Guardians in the 4th year of Destiny 2. Solstice of Heroes begins today and ends at the weekly reset on August 3rd. Participation requirements. To participate in the festivities, players must meet the following requirements. Escape the Cosmodrome to unlock the tower. Okay. Cool. I hope y'all are there. Once new players have met the above requirements, they can speak to Ava Levante in the tower courtyard to receive a quest and their first piece of Solstice armor. It will probably be a mark, bond, or cloak. Please note, players who are new to Destiny 2 should also review the Destiny 2 new player guide. Or go check Diebear's channel. She'll teach you how to play. European Aerial Zone. Join high-flying fire teams as you soar across the EAZ in search of glory and treasure. The sky's the limit on how many bosses you defeat and how many caches you unlock. Well, the sky and the clock. Make haste, Guardians. The EAZ, or European Aerial Zone, is a 3-player match-made activity that tasks players with navigating a floating island off the European Dead Zone to defeat bosses and loot caches for Solstice packages and Solstice key fragments. The more bosses you defeat, the more caches you'll earn. Compass Rose Shotgun. Solstice key fragments can be used to unlock Solstice packages to earn armor, weapons, materials, Solstice gears, and rerolls. Solstice gear, not gears. And rerolls of the new Compass Rose Shotgun. Players may launch directly into the EAZ from the tower courtyard by interacting with the mission totem next to Ava Levante or from the launch node in the tower map preview. I hope that there's Trench Barrel on that shoddy with Vorpal. Oh my god, the two of them together. Oh, that could be so cool. Diamond Lance. Oh, Giggle Factor of laser tag is amazing. Giggle Factor is a real measurement here in this community. Must pass the Giggle Factor. Diamond Lance is the thing that makes the stasis appear that you can throw. Stasis spear. Okay, I don't use those. There's a small one emote. Okay. Elemental Empowerment. Use subclasses and weapon damage types corresponding to the daily featured element to defeat enemies and generate elemental orbs. Collect these orbs to become empowered and gain temporary bonuses and effects unique to each element. These bonus effects may be unavailable in certain pinnacle level activities. They disabled it last year for Gambit because they were kind of stupid. I like stupid though, but anyway. During Prism Elemental Days, the elemental empowerment gained from collecting elemental orbs will match your currently equipped subclass. Solstice armor sets. Complete objectives to upgrade your Solstice armor sets through 3 tiers, with each tier unlocking new armor visuals and effects. Players can view their progress towards each armor set piece by hovering over the armor in their character view. Progress towards armor objectives is only made when the armor is equipped. The objectives on the first 2 Solstice armor sets for each class can only be completed during Solstice of Heroes 2021. However, players may complete their final Magnificent Solstice set objectives after the conclusion of the event. That's your masterworking part. Armor accelerants as players complete their Solstice armor. No. Do you get a 3rd armor set? It used to be masterworking. I don't know. It is what it is. Armor accelerants as players complete their Solstice armor objectives. They will gain access to do armor accelerants from Ava. Armor accelerants will increase the progress made towards future Solstice armor objectives for the duration of the event, allowing sets to be completed faster for subsequent characters of different classes. Currently active armor accelerants can be viewed in Eva's vendor screen. Rare, legendary. Okay. Rewards from Eva Levante. Once players clear the EAZ for the first time, they can meditate at the Statue of Heroes in the Tower Courtyard to receive the rest of the renewed Solstice set. From this point, players will also unlock the ability to purchase bounties. Yay! I love bounties! View armor accelerant progress and claim any additional Solstice of Heroes rewards from Ava. Solstice of Heroes bounties. During Solstice of Heroes, Eva Levante offers Solstice bounties, which can reward players with XP, Bright Dust, Key Fragments, and Glimmer. Bright Dust and Key Fragments is why you do this. That's it. The rest of it can... I love that ghost. Eva Levante will also offer special rewards in honor of the Solstice festivities for the completion of the event-specific triumphs. For purchase costs and unlock requirements, please check with Ava in the Tower Courtyard. Known issues already? Really? Okay, let's do it. Listed below are known issues that players should know when participating in Solstice of Heroes. Renewed Solstice armor displays the Season of the Splicer icon instead of the Solstice icon. Okay, that means nothing. Light and Dark weekly Solstice bounty for Gambit will only gain progress from elemental final blows on Guardians. Sweet Jesus. I hate, no, just, The Prismatic Taken event UI may overlap other objective UI when players have multiple buffs active. Okay. Prismatic orbs do not contribute to total elemental orbs collected by players. 2018 Solstice armor set glows may be less intense on certain portions of the armor. These are all known issues. Don't forget that. Pieces of the Filigree of Light shell disappear when rotating the ghost shell in the inventory preview. Alrighty. Well, that's fun. Storage requirements, whatever. You know. Installing. We're done. That's it. Welcome to Solstice of Heroes. You guys ready to log in?